Imagine you are standing on a distant moon, a billion miles from home, and the sky above you is not black. It is a thick, burnt orange haze that swallows the sun whole. Your suit's heater is screaming warnings. The temperature outside is minus 179 degrees Celsius. And the ground beneath your boots isn't ground at all. It's ice, hard as steel, sitting on top of something that shouldn't exist this far from Earth. A liquid ocean. Not water. Something colder. Something stranger. And in the next 60 seconds, you're going to understand why NASA scientists consider this place one of the most deceptively lethal locations in the entire solar system. Welcome to Titan. From orbit, Titan looks almost peaceful. A hazy amber marble wrapped in clouds, with a thick atmosphere that makes it look strangely like Earth may have looked billions of years ago. There are rivers here. Lakes. Rain. Weather systems that shift with the seasons. For a moment, your brain tries to convince you this could be survivable. Comfortable, even. But something is wrong. Those rivers aren't water. Those lakes aren't water. That rain falling gently from the clouds isn't water either. It's liquid methane and ethane. The same kind of substance we burn as fuel back on Earth, falling from the sky like a slow-motion apocalypse. And the moment that thought fully lands, the beauty of Titan curdles into something far more sinister. Let's start with scale. Because Titan is not small. Titan is bigger than the planet Mercury. It has a thick, hazy atmosphere nearly 1.5 times denser than Earth's, thicker than any other moon in the solar system. On Mars, the atmosphere is so thin it can barely hold a whisper of pressure. Astronauts there face a near vacuum. On Titan, it's the opposite nightmare. The air is so dense that if you fell from a great height, you wouldn't smash into the ground. You drift down like a falling leaf, cushioned by pressure your lungs were never built to survive. That should feel safe. It isn't. But here's the problem. That same thick atmosphere is a trap. Because Titan's gravity is weak, only about 1/7 of Earth's, and its atmosphere is thick and heavy, the physics twist into something disorienting and cruel. You could jump 20 feet into the air here. You could strap on wings made of cardboard and actually fly. It sounds incredible. Until you realize what that means for your body. Weak gravity combined with a dense atmosphere means sound behaves differently. Heat transfers differently. And your own sense of up and down starts to lie to you. Everything familiar about movement begins to feel wrong. And that's before the temperature finishes the job. But it gets worse. At minus 179 degrees Celsius, Titan is colder than almost anywhere humans have ever tried to survive on Earth. This isn't Antarctic cold. This is a cold that turns exposed skin to frozen stone in seconds. A cold that would challenge every seal, material, and system designed to keep a human alive. And Titan is only getting started. A cold that would crack unprotected metal, damage rubber seals, and freeze exposed moisture almost instantly. On Mars, temperatures can plunge to around minus 125 degrees Celsius. Already a brutal environment. Already deadly without protection. Titan takes that horror and pushes it even further. And this is where things change. Because Titan doesn't just threaten you with cold. It threatens you with chemistry. The atmosphere is almost entirely nitrogen, laced with methane and a complex mixture of hydrocarbons. Scientists studying Titan's upper atmosphere have discovered complex organic molecules forming inside the haze. Molecules that contain some of the ingredients associated with life. Imagine that. The building blocks of life drifting through an atmosphere that could kill you. It's one of the strangest contradictions in the solar system. A world that may contain the ingredients necessary for life, while being completely incapable of supporting an unprotected human. You look into that orange sky and realize something terrifying. The atmosphere isn't empty. It's chemically active. Everywhere around you, molecules are colliding, reacting, and forming increasingly complex compounds. And you are standing inside it. Breathe that atmosphere without your suit, and your lungs would have no usable oxygen. There would be no second chance. No recovery. No coming back. But that's not even the worst part. Because beneath your feet lies something even more disturbing. Something you cannot see. Something you cannot reach. Something that may be larger than every lake and river you can see on the surface combined. An ocean. Hidden beneath the ice. And when you realize what's underneath you, Titan suddenly becomes a very different world. Data from NASA's Cassini mission, which studied Titan for more than a decade, revealed something that changed the way scientists understood this moon. Hidden beneath the ice crust is a vast, dark ocean. An ocean of liquid water mixed with ammonia, buried beneath miles of frozen material and isolated from the sunlight above. Imagine standing there. Your boots are touching what appears to be solid ground. But beneath you is an entire hidden sea. No sunlight reaches it. No human has ever seen it directly. No spacecraft has ever traveled through it. It exists in eternal darkness, sealed beneath an enormous shell of ice. And the deeper you think about it, the more disturbing it becomes. Somewhere beneath your feet, physics is holding back an entire ocean. The surface feels solid. Stable. Safe. But you cannot see what lies underneath. You cannot know what is happening deep below the ice. And that creates a different kind of danger. The danger you cannot see. Mars has no equivalent of this. On Mars, the major threats are visible. Dust storms. Radiation. Thin air. Brutal cold. You can look at the landscape and understand at least some of what could kill you. Titan is different. Its greatest danger might be hidden beneath the surface. Waiting silently. And then the sky begins to change. The clouds above you become darker. The orange haze thickens. The first drops begin to fall. Not water. Methane. And that is when the real terror begins. Titan storms. Titan experiences methane rainstorms that can last for weeks, flooding entire regions and carving enormous river systems into the landscape. River systems that look eerily familiar. Except they weren't carved by water. They were carved by liquid hydrocarbons. Imagine standing inside a canyon as one of these storms begins. At first, it seems almost peaceful. A few drops fall through the orange haze. Then more. The clouds thicken. The temperature drops even further. Visibility begins to collapse. The distant landscape disappears behind a wall of amber mist and falling methane. And then you notice something beneath your boots. The ground is changing. Liquid begins flowing through channels that were dry only moments ago. Small streams merge together. Frozen material begins shifting. The surface is slowly being reshaped right in front of you. There would be no familiar thunderstorm warning. No emergency siren. No obvious signal telling you that the landscape is about to become dangerous. Just the terrifying realization that the world around you is changing. And you are standing directly inside it. The storm grows heavier. The methane continues falling. Your suit sensors begin tracking the changing temperature and pressure. But there is something your instruments cannot tell you. How stable is the ground beneath you? Because Titan is not simply a frozen moon. It is a world shaped by weather, chemistry, gravity, and an enormous hidden ocean. And above all of it is Saturn. A giant planet hanging in the sky. And its gravity is pulling on Titan every second. Saturn looms above Titan like a giant watching from the darkness. A planet more than 9 times wider than Earth, surrounded by an enormous system of rings, hanging in the sky above your frozen landscape. But Saturn isn't just something beautiful to look at. Its gravity is constantly pulling on Titan. Stretching it. Squeezing it. Flexing its interior. Titan is not a completely rigid, dead rock. Its interior responds to Saturn's enormous gravitational influence, creating tidal stresses throughout the Moon. And that matters because those forces may contribute to the heat hidden deep beneath the surface. The same hidden energy that may help maintain Titan's subsurface ocean. But there is another possibility. That constant stress could also affect the Moon's frozen crust. On other icy moons in the solar system, similar tidal forces are associated with dramatic geological activity. Cracks, fractures, and in some cases, material erupting from beneath the surface. Geysers of ice, ammonia, slushy material forced upward from hidden environments below. Titan may not behave exactly the same way. And that's the frightening part. Nobody has confirmed exactly how active Titan's interior truly is. Scientists are still trying to understand what is happening beneath that enormous frozen shell. We can observe the surface. We can study the atmosphere. We can measure Titan's gravitational behavior. But there is still so much hidden from us. And that unknown may be more frightening than any confirmed danger. Because when you don't fully understand a threat, you don't know how to prepare for it. You can only guess. And hope your guess is correct before it's too late. On Mars, at least, the danger is honest. Mars will kill you with radiation exposure, thin air, and brutal cold. But it does so in a straightforward, almost predictable way. Titan is different. Titan seduces you first. It shows you rivers. It shows you lakes. It shows you rain falling from the sky. It gives you a thick atmosphere and a distant orange sun that almost makes the place feel familiar. For one dangerous moment, your brain begins to imagine that this alien world might actually be gentler than Mars. Maybe you could survive here. Maybe the thick atmosphere could protect you. Maybe the lakes could provide resources. Maybe this strange moon could become humanity's next frontier. And then Titan reveals the truth. Piece by piece. The thick atmosphere that looks protective becomes a chemical hazard. The liquid lakes that look familiar are filled with methane and ethane. The freezing temperature turns every exposed surface into a threat. The hidden ocean beneath your feet becomes a reminder that the ground itself is concealing an entire unknown world. And the storms can transform the landscape around you. Every beautiful feature has another side. Every advantage becomes another danger. There is no safe scenario on Titan. Not the surface. Not the sky. Not what lies beneath. And maybe that's the real horror hiding underneath all of this. Not the cold. Not the chemistry. Not even the crushing pressure of an alien ocean sealed away in darkness. The real horror is realizing that Earth is not the default setting for a world. Earth is the exception. Every other place we've touched, every moon and planet we've studied, follows rules that were never written with human survival in mind. Titan doesn't hate you. It doesn't even know you exist. It simply follows the laws of physics and chemistry that have governed it for more than 4 billion years. Laws that were never written with human survival in mind. We look up at these worlds and see wonder. Mystery. The next frontier. But standing there, in that freezing amber haze, with an ocean of secrets hidden beneath your feet, you would understand something far more primal than curiosity. You would understand that survival on Earth feels normal only because Earth was built for us. The temperature is right. The pressure is right. The chemistry is right. There is liquid water on the surface. There is oxygen in the air. And beneath your feet is solid ground you can trust. Titan gives you none of that. Instead, it gives you an atmosphere you cannot breathe. A temperature that can destroy exposed equipment. Rivers and lakes filled with hydrocarbons. Storms that can reshape the landscape. And beneath the ice, a hidden ocean stretching through darkness that no human has ever seen. You would stand there surrounded by all of it, staring through the orange haze at Saturn hanging silently above the horizon. And for a moment, you might feel very small. Because the universe is enormous. And Earth is just one tiny world inside it. A fragile island of life surrounded by environments that were never designed for us. The universe was never built for humanity. We are the fragile exception. Wrapped in thin layers of steel, insulation, technology, and hope. Daring to explore places that were never meant to be survived. And Titan would remind you of that in the coldest possible way. You are not standing on another Earth. You are standing on another world. And here, survival is not the default. It is the exception.